Hey guys, it's Heather, the Crochet Witch, and today I was thinking of doing a little something different. I was thinking about a yarn comparison for you guys. So I was noticing when I had gotten one of the gifts from my husband on the homemade advent calendar that he did for the 31 days of Halloween for me, that I got a certain yarn that looked like one that I had already had. So, the one that I already had was like the pricier option. And we can talk about that first, which is from Hobie.com. It's the cookie yarn. It's a really, really beautiful yarn. I have this in a couple of colors. This one happens to be, they don't have like color names per se, but this is in color 46212. There we go. It's 46212. But you can see in it that there is like these really beautiful different smears of color, and it's, when we get into it I'll show you better, but it's a roving yarn, and like right here you can really see that there is like two different rovings twined together, like roving together. But anyway, and that like, even though this is a color per se, it obviously comes in like a massive amount of colors. Now this, I didn't look, but like when they're not on sale, they're pretty pricey. I think right now I want to say they're on sale for like $9 or $12. But I paid quite a bit more than that when I got this, just because I really, really wanted it at the time when I placed like my first Hobie order ever. And it isn't that I don't like it, but I believe that that there is a cheaper option for you guys. This strikingly looks like Red Heart Roll With It Melange, which, as you can see at full price from Hobby Lobby, is only $6.99. Now I know there's a size difference, but we'll be talking about that. But, and you'll get like, this is a little bit darker, sort of, but it's only because the darker parts were rolled right here, because that has the same purple right there. So if you notice, there's a lot of similar colors. Like there's actually a stripe of orange right here and right here. There are pinks in both of these. There are purples. There is this beautiful shade of green in both of these right here. Basically, this is the same color combination. I had a blue shades, like one that I would call more blue shades, even though there was like multiple different shades in it of different colors. But I had that in the cookie, and then there is a Red Heart Roll With It Melange equivalent, basically. So this, I already told you, was in a color. This is in an actual color name, Curtain Call. But I'm pretty sure that as we go along, you guys will see the same similarities that I see. And if it's not the exact same yarn, then I don't know. Like, I don't know of one that's more similar. I think it's a lot similar. And then anybody who can't order or doesn't want to order from overseas or pay this much, or like maybe you don't need this much yarn, this is, for the most part, a more accessible. I know Hobby Lobby delivers online to the US. So for those of us in the US, it's already more accessible by mail. Well, Hobby does ship worldwide, but their shipping is pricier, I would assume, than if you live in the United States and you need to have this shipped to your house. But there's also the stores, the box stores for Hobby Lobby. And like I said, if you don't need this much yarn at a time, this is only $7. Plus they have coupons, they have 30% off sales. You can catch sales at Hobie. I'm not like trying to say one place is better than the other. I'm just saying maybe you just need a little bit more yarn, or maybe you just want to try it for yourself. Hobby Lobby would be a good option. So let's see. This is listed by Hobby. Let's go with Hobby. As a size 5 yarn, which straight from the bat, I disagree with that. Some of Hobby's yarns are labeled where I feel they are mislabeled to begin with. And I know it's a roving yarn, so it will be a little thicker and a little thinner in general. But this is pretty much the width of the yarn the whole way through. I just finished crocheting with the other cake of this one that I have. And it got a tiny bit thinner in some spots, but for the most part, it was pretty consistently this, which to me is a size 4. Red Heart Roll with Me Melange is already listed as a size 4. And also a roving, so a little bit of, like a little part of this will be thicker and thinner, but there it is. Let me see if I can get the two of these together now. There's the width of both of these, so you can see they are pretty darn similar. The suggested needle size, or hook size, I should say, for the cookie yarn is a 4.5 to a 5 millimeter for a size 5 yarn. And the suggested hook size for the size 4 Red Heart Roll with Me Melange is a 5.5. So the hook sizes are 0.5 millimeters similar to each other that they suggest. The cookie yarn, I don't have the exact yardage, I don't think, but because I believe it only shows the meters on this. Let me see here. That's the weight. Where's the meters? Aha, 200 grams, 600 meters comes in this cake right here. And 365 meters comes in this cake right here. So 200 or 600, 365, 356, 356, 600 of roughly the same yarn. So I'm going to go show you how this crochets up also, and show you the swatches together. And I'm just going to use, I'm a Susan Bates girl. I'm going to use an eye hook, which is 5.5, which is the suggested size for the cookie. So let me flip the camera around and let's get into this yarn. Okay, so let me see. Hopefully this records not standing up. I'll figure out how to flip it if it does, but I wanted to work up a few samples real quick and show you guys the difference. And like one thing that I want to sort of draw attention to also when I was talking about like it being roving and plied together, like, can you see the little, I hope my camera is good enough to show you, but can you see how there, like in this, there's like a green and an orange in this yellowy strand. And let me see if we can, sorry about the camera shaking. Still getting my setup figured out a little bit. They're pretty long color changes, so I might not be able to show you from working from there, but like where I first started, see there's purple starting to ply into it, but it's still that yellow change. This is the same way on the Red Heart Melange. If you look, there's like pink with some orange in it, and that has changed. Like there's pink going up through here and up through the turn onto the next row, but then it starts to go into a green. See that? So there's like long color changes with each other also. I just did like 20 double crochets, and as you can see, these swatches are roughly the same size. And then let me show you, get my hook in here. This is the cookie yarn. Sorry, getting my tails all situated here and trying not to knock you guys everywhere. um, but it's just an easy, hopefully I get less awkward at this part, but I've never filmed my hands at this angle before, you guys, so. But I mean, as you can see, it's not getting tangled up on itself at all, like as you're going through. Any hesitation or slowness really is just on my part with the way my camera is set up right now. But yeah, there you go. And it's like a roving, so it's got a little bit of a halo going on, but that is not any sort of issue going on with pulling it through on itself. As far as frogging, if I hit you guys' camera one more time, as far as frogging, you can see it pulls out, you know, just fine. There's no issues at all pulling it out. If there's any tiny little fiber, like that was a little catch, it's so easy to pull out still. It's not an issue at all. And that is the cookie yarn. And then the roll with it melange by Red Heart also is like a roving with a little bit of halo happening, and trying really hard to stop smacking you guys around. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. And every time I say it, I do it again. So hopefully you guys aren't getting seasick while I'm showing you any of this. But yeah, as you can see, like while I'm going, there's nothing being caught on itself. The only awkwardness is again me and my camera angles. So I'm like doing this a little bit weirdly, so I'm not bumping into you guys as often, even though you can't really tell that by the amount of wiggling that's probably going on. But same thing, the stitch definition is the same in my opinion. Both of them are really pretty yarns. And let me give this a tug. So you can see there's no issue with this either being caught on. Oh, little tiny hair there. But like I said, there was that with the cookie too, but just once. And it seems to be the same because it's pulling out fine otherwise. And yeah. So those are the two differences. Well, not really any differences in the two. But the first one that I showed you again was the cookie. And the second one was the Roll With It Melange by Red Heart. And I'm going to turn the camera back around so that I quit swatting you guys with it. And I will be right back. Okay, so hopefully the camera will not be shaking everywhere now that we've got it turned back around. Sorry about that. I promise to get better at that as the time goes by. But yeah, hopefully if you guys hadn't noticed it before, hopefully me calling your attention to it will help out if you wanted to try the cookie yarn and you just want to get a smaller cake of it to try that's more local. I mean, in my opinion, this is basically the exact same yarn. So have you guys used both of them? And if so, what do you think? And even if you've only used one, do you like this type of yarn? They're both also, I should have added, like a very light yarn. Like, I just made a shawl actually with each one of these, and they're quite big shawls. And the newest one, actually, you'll see in my podcast when it comes out. But there's like no weight to it. Like, they're warm, but there's no real weight to it. Like, the makeup of this yarn, if you haven't used either one of these, are very much like Ferris wheel, except Ferris wheel has different color changes. So it's like the same type of yarn, but maybe not the exact same colorways. But as far as weight and feel in your hand, I'd say that these three yarns are basically really, really similar. So, I am going to end this here. Hopefully, like I said, I've called your attention to something that might be useful to know, and maybe you could switch them out, because I know, like, if I run out of this cookie yarn and I need any more, I'm probably just going to go find its color in Red Heart Melange and finish the project, just so I don't have to have another order waiting and coming from Hobbii. Like, I'd have nothing against it if I order from Hobbii again in the future. I have no problem buying it, because there are some colors of cookie that you can't get in Red Heart Melange, including the mustard. It's like a brown and a gold, and it's gorgeous in the cookie yarn. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later, and hopefully you liked the video. I will do better camera work in the future, and that's it for now. I will talk to you guys later. I love you guys. Bye.